Apple's 10th anniversary iPhone, the iPhone X, was announced on the 12th of September at the Steve Jobs Theater at Apple Park, the tech giant's new San Francisco headquarters. It brings a whole range of new features to Apple's flagship device a decade after Jobs launched the original, multi-touch iPhone. iPhone X latest news: 13,102,017 iPhone X will hide notifications from everyone but you. The iPhone X's Face ID feature will do more than just unlock your phone, it will also hide notifications from unfamiliar faces. The lock screen on Apple's next flagship smartphone will only show the content of notifications if Face ID recognizes the face as the owner of the phone, according to Phone Arena. If someone else picks up the phone, the lock screen will not display the actual content of the notification, just the notification source. It's a handy feature that could prove incredibly useful for maintaining a user's security and privacy. This feature will also be available on iOS 11, although it will work a bit differently since earlier iPhones locked the hardware to power Face ID. Those running Apple's latest OS on earlier iPhone models will be able to go into settings and enable notifications with content only when the device is unlocked, much like the setting Android devices have used for a while now. As reported by MacRumors, the technology used for Face ID is already being shipped to Apple, suggesting that this feature will be ready for the iPhone X when it's released in early November. 29,092,017 How will iPhone X's Face ID work? Apple has released a video explaining how its Face ID identification platform will work, revealing it uses neural networks to resist spoofing attempts. However, it would seem even Apple can't explain exactly how the technology works, according to the BBC. Because it's been designed to prevent people that are not the owner from breaking into the phone, its behavior can be observed but the underlying process remains opaque, the BBC explained. Although it will be able to tell the difference between its rightful owner trying to unlock the device and someone wearing a mask that closely resembles them, it will never be able to reveal how it came to the conclusion the disguised individual wasn't the person who set up Face ID. The developers of these kinds of systems have some level of insight into what is happening but can't really create a narrative answer for why, in a specific case, a specific action is selected. Rob Wortham, an artificial intelligence researcher at the University of Bath, told the broadcaster, "With neural networks there's nothing in there to hang on to. Even if you can inspect what's going on inside the black box, you are none the wiser after doing so. There's no machinery to enable you to trace what decisions led to the outputs." However, Apple does explain very roughly how it identifies the facial features of the face trying to unlock the device, shining 30,000 invisible infrared dots on it in a randomized way which will vary from device to device. The information is then turned into an encrypted mathematical formulation and then compared to the data gleaned from the owner's face, which is stored in a secure compartment of the iPhone. It's this final part that uses Apple-developed neural networks that cannot be hacked or changed, or in fact, explained by Apple. Facial recognition has come under quite a lot of scrutiny in the past, with people claiming it's not as secure as fingerprint recognition, for example. However, Apple launching the video so far ahead of the iPhone X's launch date will hopefully go some way to allay those worries. UK release date: the iPhone X comes out on the 3rd of November. There were plenty of rumors of supply chain delays in the months preceding the device's unveiling, and it looks like they were true. While the iPhone 8 comes out on the 22nd of September, roughly the usual time an iPhone comes out, the iPhone X won't follow for another 6 weeks. However, it is available for pre-order on the 27th of October. Price: even for Apple, the iPhone X costs a pretty penny. At £999 for the 64GB model, the iPhone X is the most expensive smartphone Apple or probably most major smartphone vendors has ever produced. Specs and hardware: a new 6-core A11 Bionic chip with 64-bit architecture up from last year's 4-core A10 powers most of the iPhone X's capabilities. It has 30% faster graphics than the A10, and runs 70% faster, according to Apple. When it comes to storage, the iPhone X comes in only two sizes: 64GB and 256GB. Display: the iPhone X's 5.8 inches screen is Apple's first to cover the entire front of the phone, which has a glass front OLED multi-touch display on the front, and a glass back as well. Pretty sleek, but also pretty breakable, though it is tough and glass. Its Super Retina HD display helps the Face ID feature more, on which below, while it boasts a 2436 by 1125 pixel resolution at 458 pixels per inch. The screen includes 3D Touch, which allows you to execute different commands by pressing the screen with varying degrees of pressure. Crucially, this edge-to-edge display leaves no room for the home button, meaning Touch ID is no more. Battery: Apple reckons the iPhone X lasts up to 2 hours longer than the iPhone 7, which itself lasted an impressive 13 hours in our review. Camera: the iPhone X's 1.2MP camera is the same on the surface as the iPhone 7s, but boasts a lot more in terms of its software capabilities. Both larger and faster, this camera can measure depth with the True Depth sensor, key to the X's Face ID feature. There's also two of them, one front-facing and one rear-facing, both of course using optical image stabilization. Digital zoom on the lenses offers 10x zoom on photos and 6x for videos. The front-facing camera also offers a portrait lighting feature using the 3D True Depth sensor. It's faster than ever before, too, recording 4K video at 60 fps and slow-mo videos in 1080p at 240 fps. Features Face ID: the A11 chip's integrated neural engine powers the iPhone X's Face ID feature, which replaces Apple's Touch ID fingerprint sensor of yore. This facial recognition capability has been trained on 1 billion photos and on rubber masks to distinguish between real and fake faces to be able to recognize a user quickly and easily. Apple claims this means Face ID is so secure the chances of it being fooled are 1 in 1 million, compared to Touch ID's 1 in 50,000. Anima: here, in a lighthearted move, Apple has made use of the camera's augmented reality technology to map your facial movements to various animals' emoji. The iPhone X will also support Animoji, animated emojis that uses our technology to map your face and transpose your movements to certain emoji, creating stickers and animated voice messages naturally. The company has also partnered with Snapchat to optimize masks and filters for the iPhone X's new AR capabilities. Wireless charging: this feature isn't exclusive to the iPhone X, but Apple's AirPower Pad allows you to charge your iPhone 8X or Apple Watch 3 without the tangly mess of attaching a cable. Colors: the iPhone X is available in silver and space gray on launch.